So tell me, as a man or as a woman, has there been any time that you've actually liked someone, crushed on someone, and been very, very afraid to approach them? And then for Felicia, Auntie Felicia, what do you think should be Auntie Felicia's punishment for standing in the way of love? Hello everyone. Yes, I know it's been a minute and I actually miss you all. It's so good to be back here. Yes, thank you to everyone who has reached out asking, Debs, what's up, what's going on? It's been a while. Alright, so if you're a lover of feel-good romance stories, I want you to grab your popcorn right now because I'm about to read you something sweet and short, okay? Alright, so stick with me, don't go anywhere, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, I love you. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome. Yes, my name is Wumi. Yes, today I'm reading you a story, a short story, and this is I titled this Love in Disguise. Alright, so let's go. Miriam had always dreamed of being a successful writer, but reality had other plans. Her rent was due and her bank account was screaming for mercy. Her bills were piling up and becoming scary. So one day, she found an unusual ghost writing job online, writing love letters for an anonymous client. Desperate, she accepted without hesitation. Her client, Jaden, was a reserved yet intriguing man who insisted on staying anonymous. Jaden is a successful bank manager and had been crushing on a certain client named Felicia for a while, but never found the courage to approach her. He decided to send her letters anonymously, pouring out his heart to her. He asked his assistant to see to it that these letters were delivered to Felicia anonymously till he was ready to open up to her about his feelings. Haha, shy guy. Okay, so every week he sent Miriam details about his feelings for Felicia, and Miriam would transform them into heartfelt letters. As time passed, Miriam found herself waiting eagerly for Jaden's messages, fascinated by his depth and sincerity. She began to develop feelings for a stranger who had employed her online. Although she hadn't seen his face before and had no clue what he looked like, yet each letter she wrote gave her an insight into his soul. Talk about a lover girl. So one day, Jaden requested a poem instead of a letter, and Miriam poured her soul into it, writing words she wished someone would say to her. When Jaden read it, he was stunned. It was as if the writer knew his art better than he did. Soon, Jaden thought it was time he finally met Felicia, the woman he had been writing to. So he summed up the courage, gave her a call, and they agreed to meet at a restaurant. However, when Jaden approached Felicia and brought up the several letters he had written to her, she was confused. She had never received any of the letters. Now here's the thing. Sandra, Jaden's assistant, has been in love with Jaden ever since she picked up her appointment as his assistant over a year ago. She had made several attempts at getting his attention and making him notice her, but it never worked. It was as though she didn't exist in his world aside from her role as his assistant. This hurt Sandra, and she had made up her mind not to give up on what she felt for Jaden. She was determined to see to it that Jaden falls in love with her eventually. At the meeting with Felicia, Jaden discovered that his assistant had been discarding his letters instead of delivering them to Felicia, believing Felicia wasn't right for him. Jaden was angry and frustrated. Besides, Felicia told him she wasn't interested in a relationship at the moment as she was just recovering from a heartbreak. She needed time to process it all and heal. Jaden decided to have a chat with Miriam to pour out his frustration on his failed love attempt. Miriam was moved with pity and decided to have a friendly drink with him just to ease his pain. So they picked the venue and a date. Their meeting was electric. Jaden was captivated by the woman who had unknowingly bared her soul to him through words. Miriam, on the other hand, was embarrassed. She had fallen for a man she had never met, but Jaden wasn't letting her slip away. With every step, every conversation, every meeting, he made it clear that the connection between them was real. In the end, what started as a ghostwriting job turned into a love story neither of them saw coming. Love had found its way, not through grand gestures, but through the power of words. I know, right? It's very short and beautiful. So tell me, as a man or as a woman, has there been any time that you've actually liked someone, crushed on someone, and been very, very afraid to approach them? You know, sometimes they could be your best friend, they could be an acquaintance that you respect so much, but you're scared of reaching out to them because you do not want to spoil whatever relationship that you guys have. A lot of people go through that. Tell me, what was your experience and how did you overcome it? Did you eventually tell her or him? Did you eventually open up to him? And of course, I want to also know, have you fallen in love with a complete stranger before? I mean, someone that you probably just talked to on the phone, maybe for a business conversation, but you just like the way their voice sounds, the way they talk. Have you ever been in that kind of situation before? Or has there been anyone that you just sight in the crowd, maybe at church, at any social gathering, a club, and you really like them and you find it very difficult approaching them? Tell me, what's the reason why people get scared to just pour out their heart the way it is and tell people, yeah, I like you, you know? I mean, what's the big deal? Even if you're a girl, what's the big deal in just walking up to a guy and saying, I like you, you know? I think that's always the major problem for we women. We find someone that we like, but we are too scared and too shy to walk up to them to tell them, I like you, I don't know, I'm crushing on you. And then for the men too, you know, sometimes men just feel like when a lady comes like that and is expressive about her emotions, then it means that she's loose or that she's, I don't know. But I don't think for me, if you ask me, I don't think there's any wrong in telling people how you feel about them emotionally. But I think one thing to do is to make sure that they are matured enough to receive such information. I mean, if you've been with them for some time, talking about people that you're acquainted with right now, you've been with them, you should be able to understand what they can emotionally accommodate, what their level of maturity in receiving that kind of information. But if it's a complete stranger, I mean, I don't know how you're going to gauge that, except you just want to take a risk, you know, and not just wonder or bother about what the outcome would be eventually. And then for Felicia, Auntie Felicia, what do you think should be Auntie Felicia's punishment for standing in the way of love? But come to think about it, Felicia actually ended up in helping her boss find true love. So maybe she should get a double promotion. I don't know. Alright, that's it for today. Stay tuned, hit the notification bell. I'm bringing more beautiful, sweet, short stories like this your way. Alright, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this program. I love you. Bye.